Welcome to another video from CouponPreppers.com. Tonight we're going to discuss with you again a little bit more about our 72-hour kits, as you can see here. We've listed all the items that are in the 72-hour kits, but today we want to talk to you a little bit about why we've selected what's in them and let you see these things firsthand, because really, seeing is a little different than just reading it on a list. So the first thing that we're going to want to do is we're going to want to talk about the adult bag. Here we have the adult male bag for the father. This is for me, myself. Some things about the bag itself, just to make sure that you can cover. One is on the back here, we have everything is double stitched, triple stitched, so that way you have everything in here, so you don't have to worry about it coming out. Some good breathing fabric. That's very important when you're picking, especially where we're at in the desert. It gets very hot, so you don't want to overheat your body. So having this fabric that will allow your body to breathe is going to make a real big difference later on. Okay, coming in on the sides, we have a side pouch where we can store certain items. It's always good. There's one on each side. Some things to pay attention to is there are really three parts to this backpack. There's the smallest outside compartment, the middle compartment, and the main compartment in the front. Very important. One thing as well is there are straps here on the side to help connect and provide support. So that way, as this pack continues to get loaded and loaded as we develop our kit, that we can carry some of the weight and not have it dragging on the lower part of our back, which really hurts. Okay, on the outside, as you can see here on the back, we have a couple things. There's a nice little web netting here, carry any miscellaneous items that you might find. But here on this little hook, we got a good little fire starter and a little flashlight. Very important. I mean, this little flashlight, little cheapy thing, but you never know when it can come in handy. You just never know. Okay, one thing to pay attention to, and it's good, is the zippers. Make sure to get the larger type zippers, because the smaller zippers, they like to snag or lose a tooth, and it gets to be a pain, and they don't want to zip quickly. The bigger zippers, they're easier to maintain, they last longer, and then you don't have to worry about zipping them up in a hurry and getting snagged on something. And then make sure to get this little flap. Okay, this backpack has these flaps with the zippers because it helps keep the waterproof. This is a waterproof backpack. Very important, because when you're out in an emergency situation, if you're using your 72-hour kit, most likely you're no longer in the home, you're out and about, and you're outside of your protected area that you have set up in your home. So you want to be prepared for any situation, and it's important to have this as a waterproof, so if you get caught in the rain, everything doesn't get wet. Okay, let's get into the bag and let's take a look at what's inside. We'll go into the outside compartment first. Okay, so for the outside compartment here that I had in my 72-hour kit, this is everything I had in that compartment. Okay, first off, a whistle. Just a little like sports whistle, a couple bucks over at like Big 5 or Walmart even. But why have a whistle in your 72-hour kit? Like I talked about, you're no longer in the home. If you're using the 72-hour kit, you're out and about. You're trying to get out. So you might be in a crowd, you might be in a public place, you don't know. And the important thing is if you get separated from your family, how are you going to find them? It's going to be a really noisy situation around a lot of people, all lost, all in confusion, all trying to get out of somewhere or someplace. So having this little whistle, you can quickly find your family. We have a couple of little kids, and we've been teaching them to how to use this. So that way, if they get separated from mom and dad, they can blow it as long and as hard as they can, and we can quickly find them versus just yelling out their names and them yelling for mommy and daddy. They know that they can turn to the whistle and that we can find them via this whistle. So an important thing that we feel that we should have in there, maybe not for you guys, but it's up to you to determine if you need these items in your 72-hour kits. This is just what we have. One important thing that we feel is a compass. You need to know where we're going and how we're going to get there. And so it's important to have a compass so that way we can find out where we are at the current moment and where we're going to go. Just a little bit of rope. This is about 50 foot of rope, and it's a 500-pound test. So it's good and strong. It's going to be easy to handle. It's also very lightweight and very thin. You can see it's real thin. So it can be used for any number of purposes. You never know in an emergency situation what this might come in handy for. Okay, a couple things is a nice little utility kit. It's got the little Leatherman type little pliers with saws and clippers and things like that. Just come in handy to have that, because you end up in a situation where you need a little tool. This could get you out of a bind in a hurry. So Okay, nice little knife, nothing too crazy, just something short, nice and sharp, so that way you can cut through either the rope or whatever I might be needing to use it for. Okay, here in the desert, we don't have a lot of water sources, but it's a little fishing kit. We have a couple lakes nearby and things like that, so if we can get to a lake or a stream, then we have a way of fishing and trying to provide food for the family if we end up running out of our 72-hour food supply that we have in our kit. So this is kind of a little bit more of a long-term item, but just in case. And it's light, it doesn't take up a lot of space, so good investment seems to be for me. Okay, then we have a couple lights. We have our headlamp, and then we also have a little 2.5-inch flashlight. These are nice, just quick, easy little lights that provide a lot of light, and the nice part was they're free. If you guys have been following us on our website, you found that the Harbor Freight's been doing a lot of free coupons lately. So we got these both free over at Harbor Freight. Great addition to our 72-hour kits, and it's really made a difference, you know, for us not having to spend that money now buying these things when we can be spending it on other items for our food and storage and other things of that nature. Okay, here we got some glow sticks, just little dollar pack glow sticks over at the store. Not very useful for giving out light, but really what it comes down to is your children. Like I said, we have 2 little kids, and for them in a situation where they're outside the home, they're afraid, they're worried, this can be something that makes them happy and makes them feel comfortable and can keep them distracted so that way they don't, you know, feel fear or panic in the middle of a situation that you're trying to control. Okay, another important thing, just a itty bitty little personal first aid kit. It's got a little bit of gauze, antiseptic wipes, and a band-aid in there, and then here just a little bit of tissue paper. Okay, you never know what you're going to need it for. You get a cut, little cuts and things like that. This is a quick and easy way of fixing that. You have it in your bag at all times. Okay, hand warmers. We have 2 different kinds of hand warmers in our packs. We have here the adult, you know, more body and hand warmers for the adults, and then we have a couple little kid ones. Again, you know, for kids that are in a situation that they're unfamiliar with and they're a little scared, having something fun for them is calming and soothing, which if they're calm and soothed, it's going to help you remain calm as well. So having fun little kitty ones with some little images like Mickey Mouse and stuff like that can really make a difference for the kids. So this is everything that we have in just this outside compartment. So let's get into the middle compartment here where we can take a look exactly see what we have in there. Alright, so the middle pouch. Right now my middle pouch doesn't have a lot in there just because right now we're switching from summer to winter. So my middle pouch normally holds all my clothes, you know, one extra change of clothes, socks, pants, and shirt. Right now it's not in there just because of the fact that we're switching from summer to winter. So switching that, I don't have that in there right now. But what else is in there is one, just a quick little deodorant bar, you know, running around being a little crazy, you know, you're gonna stink, you're gonna be sweaty. So having every little bit of hygiene that you can will help. So something like that is gonna be beneficial. 1 bottle of water is what I have in here. Because really trying to carry a 3-day supply of water, that's a lot of weight. You know, you're talking 3 gallons of water, that's 24, almost 25 pounds. That's a lot of weight that you don't need to try and carry, especially when you're on the run. So I'll show you a little later on here what we have to take care of that to offset carrying such little water on hand at that point. And then here, just a nice little fold up Coleman shovel. It's quick, it's got a shovel on the one end and a pick on the other, just in case I ever need it, you know, digging out for any kind of shelter or anything like that I might need to do. So I have this in my middle pack. So as this is pretty much what consists of my middle pack, you know, minus the clothes that isn't here. Let's get into the large main compartment where we can talk about what finishes out the pack. Okay, the main pack of my pack. One, I got 2 people's supply of food. Why 2 people's? It's my 72-hour kit. Like we talked about, I have little kids. Little kids have a hard time carrying weight. 3 days worth of food, it's a lot of weight. This is a good 5 pounds or so. And my little daughter and my little son, they are not going to be carrying this kind of weight for a long distance. So I'm making sure to carry that weight for them so that they can keep up and that they can have the energy that they need. One important thing about your pack, here we have a list on the front, you can see it there, is we have a list. by day, day 1, day 2, day 3, what we have for breakfast, for snacks, for lunch, for dinner, and also a little dessert even after that. We also have on there with that, we put what they're supposed to have and the expiration date. So that way very quickly I can pull this open and I know what's going to expire and when. Because we like to check it every 6 months. And so we usually use the daylight savings time to verify, whenever we got to switch our clocks, we pull these out and just double check where the expiration dates are and make sure we rotate out whatever food's needed in here. So for like our kit, what we have a lot of is we have oatmeal, granola bars, peanut butter, fruit snacks, some lollipops, and some Jello cups. All, just quick, easy foods. The oatmeal, just add a little bit of water, but it can really give you the carbs to keep moving on when you need to. Okay. Also, we have a little pack of raisins. You never know when you're going to want to be, snacky. If you're constantly moving, then this is going to be good energy for you throughout the day on top of your meals that you have. Okay. Then here I have just a quick little water bottle that's got a filter inside it, so that way as I get water, I can, from any water source, fill the bottle up, and as I drink it, the bottle will filter it for me, so that way I can continue to have some drinking water on top of the one water bottle that I already have. Okay, and then finally, last but not least in this pack here, is I have a nice little stainless steel thermos. Okay, and this thermos, what's inside, if you see inside there, is I actually have a bag of waterproof matches. So that way, anytime I need a fire or anything like that, they're in there. And just in case I really get drenched, they're inside the thermos, sealed and dry. So again, when I find a water source, or before I leave the house, I can fill this up, and then I have a water source, I have water available to me at any time that I need, so I don't have to worry about it. So, kind of an important piece that adds a little bit more to you, because containers will be pretty valuable and handy to you in an emergency situation when you're on the move, because you want to be able to carry as much water as you can when you get out and away from town or something like that. So this is where that can come in handy. So all in all, I have these 3 containers. I have these 2 plus the water bottle for carrying water. So this might get me through a day, but again, I'll show you where we have some extra capacity to get us water that we need as we move on in the 72-hour kit. Alright, to finish up the pack, we have the side pouches. Okay, in the side pouches here, I have a couple trash bags, 3 trash bags, just for collecting whatever. Maybe the morning dew and you need to collect some water for yourself. Also just a little bit of string, very thin, lightweight string, just in case you need something, retie your shoe, whatever the case may be. Then, along with that, is 2 emergency blankets. So again, because we have little kids, 1 emergency blanket for myself and 1 for my child, one of my children. Okay, that's on that side. On this side here, what we have is a nice little wind-up, chargeable flashlight. So that way I'm not relying on just batteries, but I actually have something that I can continually charge and I'll never ever need to replace a battery on. Very, very handy. It was like 20 bucks. So to me, good insurance policy, you always have light. And then here, again, another little blade, nice sharp, just in case you ever need it for anything, who knows what, but at least it's there and it's going to keep you safe. So all in all, this is my pack, for the father figure. This pack is a little bit heavier than my wife's pack, mainly because of the fact that I'm a little stronger than she is, so I need to carry more weight. So that way, in an emergency situation, she's traveling as fast as I am, so that way we don't tend to start separating as we're moving I move faster than her. So I weigh myself down a little bit more, so that way she can keep up with me. And plus that allows her to have a little bit more capacity to help handle the kids. So this completes the male pack, or the father pack, if you want to call it. And let's get moving into my wife's pack over here, and we'll take a look at that.